So we live?
We are live. We're live. This is Shane with Monkeying Around.
And I'm Kevin, the Wonder Electrician.
And tonight we got a special guest.
So we live?
So before I want, hold on. This is Shane with Monkeying Around.
Obviously.
Okay,
Obviously,
sorry.
not quite ready.
Not quite ready.
So
before we get started with a special guest, I want to take like 2 real quick minutes and tell you about the Get You Paddles Wet trip. We nailed down all the details last week. May the 19th and 20th. May the 19th and 20th. We're going to do the South Fork of the New River, 12 miles one day and about 10 miles the second day. We're going to camp at the New River State Park. Right now, we've got spots for 20 folks. So we're going to put some information up on the website probably tomorrow. Be sure to check that out. But right now we've got spots for about 20 folks. It's going to cost you $35 if you don't rent a boat. And what did I say? I have to look. If you rent a boat, it's a little bit more. I think it's like 55 or maybe 60. I can't remember. And I didn't bring that with me. But we're going to put some stuff out, and we'll probably do a video later on. But enough about that. Let's get into why we're here.
Yep.
We got Trip Smith with us from Trip Smith.
What's up, folks? Hope y'all ready for a good time. I know I am. Always.
Trip has about 30,000 subscribers.
So we're little nothings here.
Yeah. We've got probably less than 1,000 between the two of us. And
know that.
He's formerly Sailing and Such. But you recently changed your name.
Yep. Yeah, just needed to. You know, I don't make sailing videos, and you know, if you look at a lot of big YouTubers, most of their names or most of their channel names are their names. You really want to brand yourself versus branding a name, kind of. You know, you think of Casey Neistat, Peter McKinnon, you think of all these other huge people, it's usually their names. So
hey, that makes sense. I didn't think about that.
Me either. So that's where Sailing and Such came from.
Ah, okay. Well, you got 30,000 subscribers. Now, your first video went up. I did a little research on you. First video went up about 9 years ago.
Yes.
And you were doing some woodworking stuff, but your first like kayak camping trip, tell me about that, because when I watched the video, you reminded me of myself. My first time out solo. What have I done? I'm excited. Yeah, let's go do it. But then I'm like, am I going to kill myself?
About the time you shove off the off the shore for the first time, you're like, maybe I shouldn't have done this.
Shouldn't have done this.
Maybe this was a bad idea.
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely a great trip, and you know, I learned a lot from that one trip, and I've slowly changed each and every trip on my attitude, my style, how I paddle, my filming, everything. But man, you never really forget that first trip, especially if you get it on video. I encourage everybody watching to film it. Even if you don't plan on putting it on YouTube, film it. Okay, just film it. But it's just so much fun, you know, to do that first trip, to get your paddle wet the first time, even if it's solo or if it's not solo. I mean, you never forget it. And I mean, it was raining, it was cold. I wasn't ready for all that, but I made it work. You know, just got to keep going one paddle stroke at a time and just keep smiling. That's what it's all about, man.
Now, that's the one your dad dropped you off on, right?
Yes, and that kind of made my dad a little celebrity in a way. Everyone says, I love your dad. And yeah, he's crazy. You guys think I'm a little crazy. Well, y'all ain't seen nothing yet.
Well, we don't have to meet him.
That's the first video I saw. And I just happened to say, I had no idea who Sailing and Such was. It was middle of winter, and I searched kayak camping on YouTube, and the first one that popped up was yours, and I watched it. And when your dad said he's never been in anything but a pool, I mean, that was it right there. I had to watch the rest of the video. That was it. So.
Exactly. Perfect. Glad. See, and that wasn't even planned. That just was just a natural thing that just happened, and it was just perfect.
All right, I got a ton of questions for you tonight. So let's see here. What's next? What's your favorite? Like last week, not last week, a couple of weeks ago, we went to South Carolina and did a really slow river, the Lynch's River. There was no rapids whatsoever. But typically we do a low class, 1 or 2 at the most river. Are you a lake paddler? Do you like rivers better? What's your type of water?
If I'm going to be paddling freshwater, I would much prefer moving water. and decently moving water. And if it's clear, that's even better. Like on the Chipola River, man, the time I went was the perfect time of year. Water was low. The water was so clear. It was amazing. So, I like it. Always when the water's clear is always better for me. But if it's going to be still water, I want to be down, by some emerald, just some beautiful, tropical looking water with all kind of stuff to look at and just beaches and stuff. That's really what I love. But I have more rivers around me than I do coastline, I guess you could say. But as long as the water's moving and you can see a little bit and it's clean, and that's what I really enjoy the most. I would say.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah, because we were going to go and do some coastal stuff in South Carolina, but we ended up backing out and just spent a night on the river camping out, and we kind of wished we would have went and done some coastal stuff.
Yeah,
because I want to get in the ocean with my kayak. I've not been yet,
and we all want to see him flip over in the ocean in the kayak.
It's going to happen. I mean, that's just a.
I'm not sure what river you haven't flipped over on.
There's like, I don't know, one or two.
No.
All right, now you started here recently doing, and I kind of like this because it kind of, when I started watching YouTube, I watched survival stuff and then outdoor stuff, and they're basically kind of the same thing because you're putting yourself basically in a survival situation. And I like what you've been doing on the hole where you took your buddy's bug out bag.
Yeah.
And roll with that. Was that one of the guys you work with?
Yes. Yeah. That was Brent, and we're actually doing a trip next month. A bunch of us paddling down a little creek, and he's going to be there too. So, but yeah, that was one of my buddies.
I like that. That's because we've talked about that, putting together a bag, and I put a bag together and give it to Kevin, and he don't know what's in it, and he puts a bag, gives it to me, and go and see what happens.
Yeah, man.
Bag, just go out there and okay, here we go. We got to meet at this spot.
I know what I'm putting in his bag. It's not going to be very helpful.
Some Slim Jims, I hope.
Slim Jim. That's all he's getting.
Now we got to. Tell me about. You put out a video not too long ago where you made your own made your own hammock.
That's coming soon, but okay, go ahead. Yeah.
No, didn't you? You did one where you were sewing.
Yes, but the make your own kayak is coming soon.
Oh, we didn't know anything about make your own kayak.
Look at that. Live tonight. We get the news from Trip.
Dropping gold on you.
What tell me why why make your own kayak when you could run to the store and from anywhere from $25 to $300 you can buy a hammock. What's the purpose in, I guess, making your own DIY stuff?
Right. Well, whenever I was first getting into hammocking, I had an Eno hammock, and the thing is kind of big and bulky. It's heavier than I need, and I didn't have a tarp, I didn't have anything. I didn't have any money hardly either. So I was like, okay, what can I do? And I was a decent seamster. I've sewn a lot of cornhole bags in my time and some Halloween costumes and stuff. So I was like, maybe I could sew my own stuff. So I sewed a hammock, and it was so simple. And I was like, well, maybe I could sew a tarp, because a tarp is so expensive for a nice compact tarp. Because I was doing it to get into backpacking, and I want to be lightweight, all that good stuff, compact. So if I were to buy that stuff, it would have cost me a lot of money, but I could sew it myself, and I could still get the lightweight, the compact stuff. And it was a lot of fun, and it would have made a good YouTube video. So I was like, okay, well, let's just wait. No, I lied. I didn't make a video of that. So it did down the road make a good YouTube video. Yes. But I did it out of necessity because I couldn't afford the bigger, nicer stuff. And if I could have afforded it, I probably would have bought something. But what I could afford at the time wasn't the quality that I wanted. So I made my own, and I'm still using the tarp, and I would still be using the hammock if I didn't tear it. But whatever. But I made the identical hammock again, and it's somewhere around here. But I just enjoy making stuff.
Yeah, your Stone Mountain trip. I remember that. That was a good night. It looked like.
Oh yeah, with the lightning storm on top of the big granite rock with the holes in it where the lightning strikes the rock. Yeah, boy, that was a great night.
Yeah, set up camp right beside one of the holes.
Well, I just like the fact that you did a little kayaking, you did a little backpacking, and did a whole lot of camping.
Yeah, that was a really fun trip, and that's one of my more popular videos. But I think that's more from the stealth aspect, because a lot of the reason a video will get clicks is the title and the thumbnail. So it has a decent thumbnail and a pretty decent title. So, but it turned out to be a fun one to me, fun video. So it was good.
Now, that kind of takes me into my next question. You've paddled a lot around Alabama, Florida, the Gulf Coast. What is hands down your most memorable or your best trip that you've had?
There's not a hands down one. I've had so much fun on so many of them. I mean, of course, some you remember more than others. Like when I went to Marietta, the Blue Springs, and I was catching the crawfish with my hands and cooking them on a little dock. I mean, that was so awesome. It was one small little place, so I didn't do a lot of paddling to get out there. But then when I went to Cape Sandblast, that was so much fun because I paddled to my campsite and I stayed there for 2 nights. So I didn't have to move. I had a 0 day one day where I just chilled out, caught crabs, cooked them on the grill. I mean, that was awesome. And then maybe another one, I don't know, maybe Orange Beach. When I was caught in the lightning storm one day, the next day it was beautiful, and I was snorkeling with a sea turtle, or either that might have been with the dolphin. I don't know which one that was, but it was just beautiful. All the water around me was gorgeous. I mean, I don't know. I think both of those trips had clear water. Anywhere there's clear water, I'm really going to have a good time because I like getting in the water.
I do too.
yeah, he does.
But I also liked what you said about there was one day I didn't make any miles. So see, you don't have to make miles every single day.
No, and see, when I was talking about my first trip, on that trip, man, I was all about miles. I was like, all right, how far can I get down this river? I think the first day I went like, I don't know, 30 miles or so. I mean, it was crazy. Like I was just freaking going because that's what I want to do. I'm a kayaker. I'm going down the river. But then, like I said, my style has changed. My paddling style where I paddle a little bit slower. Now I have the paddleboard where I paddle a little slower. I mean, it's not about the miles. It's just about being out there and experiencing it.
I got you.
Shane would like to go about 2 miles a day where I'd rather go about 25. So
25 is pushing it.
Well, our most memorable trip was for me, I just think it was our New River trip we did last summer. Everything was beautiful. It was in the mountains of North Carolina, up into Virginia, and it was just that's a good river. And we did 65 miles on 4 days in that trip.
That sounds pretty good.
And that it wasn't bad. It was one day we did like 21 and then 15 and then 18. And, then the last day I think was like 10 or 11, something real easy. But that so far of all my trips, that stands out to be my must do again, I guess you could say, trip.
And if you've seen those videos, check out day 2 on those, and that is where the Get Your Paddles Wet trip will be at, right? In that day 2 that we went through there?
Yes.
That was the second day. That's
day 2.
The trip that we're going to be. Hopefully the water's a little higher this time because we played a heck of a game of scoochies all the way down that thing, but that's that'll be day 2, and we're it's a beautiful section up there. I mean, you turn around a bend and you're going to see a big mountain top. I mean, it's gorgeous. But that was a great trip. We had some incidents, and we had some of us got a little wetter than others, and got a little.
If you're up that way, there's a camera.
Yeah, there's a camera at the bottom of what's called Molly Shoals
in the New River. Feel free to help yourself.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Me and Kevin joined up first of the year, and we put out the Wondered Monkey channel. And it was basically about, because when we started out with cheap gear, Walmart stuff, knockoff stuff, till we could kind of figure out exactly what we liked and how we liked it, and exactly what we want to carry. So now as something breaks down, some of that cheap stuff breaks down, we know exactly what we want. And one of those things is like kayaks. You've bought almost all of the paddleboard's the only thing you bought brand new, right?
Yes, that's true.
Everything else has been a Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, that kind of thing?
That's right. That's right. Best place to buy them.
Okay. And that's, that's what I tell anybody that we talk to. They're like, hey, can you tell me about getting a kayak? Yeah. Go look on Craigslist, Facebook, Marketplace, something like that. Why? Now I know the personal answer that I think for this question, but you give me your answer. Why do you feel like you've grown so much over the past, I'm gonna say 2 years, 3 years, maybe? Really, like past 2 or 3 years, you've just like exploded.
Well, I wouldn't say exploded, but I have grown, and I'm grateful for my growth, and grateful for everyone who watches. And if I had to say why, I mean, well, first of all, when I started, just like whenever I started my YouTube channel, like I was putting out videos that I was looking for, that I wanted to watch. And so I was doing woodworking videos and stuff because there weren't a lot way back then when I started 9 years ago. But then I got burned out on that. So I, got into kayak camping, or no, I didn't. I was like, okay, I want to try some kayak camping. So I brought a camera along with me, and there was, I would look on YouTube and weren't really many people doing good kayak camping videos, entertaining kayak camping videos, and on a consistent basis. So I was kind of the first, I don't want to say I was the first one to do it, but I was the first one to kind of do it consistently. Which really helped me, because anyone who was going to look for kayak camping, if you typed it in on YouTube, you saw me. So I was kind of in a good position, but then I was also consistent with it, which really helps. And I think I try to be fun, I try to be entertaining, I try to keep my videos where you can watch them and not get bored, because the way people watch videos, I know me and anyone else, if there's a few seconds of nothing that's great or nothing that's showing you something entertaining, people will click off very quickly, and they ever come back, and they may not subscribe. So, just learning how to make those videos and edit them in ways that makes people enjoy them, but also just really getting out there and having a good time, teaching people and entertaining people at the same time. I don't know. I think that had a lot to do with it. And then also kind of community, like, I respond to every single comment that I get. My like 99.9% of my comments. Some of them were a little weird every once in a while, but I mean, I respond to the comments, which creates community and things like that. So I mean, I think there's a lot of different factors that went into my success on YouTube.
That was kind of my answer probably for you for that question. It's your personality. It's your, I had somebody tell me one time when they watched the video, they're like, I felt like I was on the trip with you. And that's most of the time when I'm watching your videos. Yeah. It's like, hey, I'm right here beside you. Let's go down the river, that kind of thing. So
right. Exactly. I mean, you got to learn how to talk to the camera. You got to talk to the camera like it's your best friend. I mean, you got to not be scared to look like an idiot. There's a lot of
this guy.
Well, you got to not be scared of it, and you got to be willing to show it and put it out there for people to see. I mean,
he's not scared. He just can't help but looking like an idiot sometimes.
Same with me. But I mean, there's a lot of different factors that go into it. I mean, and then just learning how to work YouTube, learning how to edit, learning how to work with a camera. Man, there's so much to learn. But it's a long road, but I think it's going to be worth it one day.
It is. I mean, because if you search kayak camping now on YouTube, you own it. I mean, you own 90% of the first page.
Well, I would probably, I don't know, maybe not quite that much. It used to be more than it is now. But I think now that I've started creating some videos, I think other people may have, they've been doing it. They try to create videos, and so that has kind of, shuffled me out of the top 10 a little bit. But I think that's awesome. I think that's great, because I love when other people are making videos. That means it's going to just get out there to more people, and more people are going to watch everyone's videos, which I think is great. I just want to grow kayak camping no matter who makes the video. Let's get people kayak camping and watching videos.
Yeah, I loved last year on our Get Your Paddles Wet trip. we ended up just taking about 10 folks, but it was just fun. Just getting out there with a group and having fun and laughing at each other and you know, that kind of thing.
Yes, man. Getting out there and laughing in the group is great. Like when I do my subscriber trips, man, those may be my most memorable, actually, because, you know, I meet new people. We have so much fun, and I mean, there's a lot that goes on. It's a good time. It really is.
And now I read somewhere that this year's subscriber trip is fireworks are not allowed. Is that?
Nah, bring them. I
was waiting on your hammock to bust into flames and just you fall down into the ground there. That was funny.
Yeah, that was good.
I think that I think I'd been kayaking for about, I don't know, maybe a year when we found your videos. I think after I found your videos and saw some of the stuff you're putting on there, as far as, you know, already I was kind of, you know, we go kayaking and stuff, and we'd see, you know, this is just beautiful, you know, stuff like that. And you take a picture with your phone, and it's you know, it's a picture, it's a still picture, doesn't really tell a story. I think after watching your videos is when I actually decided, you know, I'd get a camera, I'd start putting it together. And, you know, at first I just kind of threw something together, real quick editing, put out there, and then it's kind of grown. You know, your editing has gotten amazing over the last few years. You know, mine's kind of grown and Shane's kind of grown. So it's amazing how good, I'm reading the comments at the same time, but it's amazing how much better you get after a while, and you start to put more of what you experienced in the trip versus, you know, before you might have showed some shots of, you know, the river or something like that. And then after that, you kind of just try to get it where everyone can experience, you know, what you saw. Everybody tells their own story. Shane, and the crazy thing is me and Shane will be on the same river doing the same trip, and his videos and my videos have two separate feels to them because maybe it was a different experience for him. So getting to watch yours and see how you do it, then, you know, it kind of gives us your take on the river. So I think that's one of the reasons why everyone enjoys your videos so much. It just kind of puts a little bit of you into them. So.
Awesome. Love it.
Hey, so all things outdoors, I want to give him a little shout out. He's from Australia, and he just commented, "Are you guys getting on subscriber trip?" That's a possibility. We're actually looking at possibly doing it. If not this year, definitely next year, Justin. Definitely. So, Justin, come on over to the States. He's from Australia. Come to the States and join us for the trip. And then when you do, come and do the Get Your Paddles Wet too.
There you go.
Oh, let's see here.
Yeah, we'll take Justin over here.
Yeah.
You don't have to fly your yak. We'll
find you a
one. It's all right.
All right. All right. What is your favorite? Well, that's kind of the same. What was your favorite memory on the trips you've taken?
Firecrackers? No.
Firecrackers. Okay.
I hope it's the one he brushed his teeth with the soap. I mean, that one. There's that one, and the island you found the corks on. I think my wife watched that. She watched that like over and over and over, and just could not stop laughing. I mean, that was just hilarious.
And that just happens. All that stuff just happens, and you know, you got to have that camera rolling, baby.
I think she watched that, and she was like, he could have probably edited that out. You know, I mean,
no, that's what you got to leave in there.
Yeah, you got to leave it because look, we're talking about it now. That was an awesome moment, and a lot of people might have edited that out. I actually thought about it. Like, I think I asked my wife. I was like, "Is it okay if I put this in this video?" She's like, "Oh gosh, I don't know." So I was like, "I'm putting it in there. It's gonna be good." And look here it is.
Your wife sounds like mine.
Yeah.
All right, so we've started, like I said, we've started the channel, Kayak Camping on a Budget, that kind of thing, and how to kind of get started without refinancing your house. Advice and we've grown pretty quick. We've got, you know.
You hadn't had to refinance your house to pay for all the kayaks?
No, not yet. We've got about 100 or so subscribers. I think we just hit 100 the other week.
100 and something.
Advice from you as a DIY guy, as somebody who kind of started out from Craigslist and making your own kind of stuff. Advice for the audience that we've got that are trying to get started on a budget.
I mean, you can buy a lot of stuff used. Not only can you buy the kayak used, you can buy hammock setups used. You can buy tents. I mean, you can buy a lot of good quality gear used. And also, you don't have to have good quality gear to do it. Just like you guys said, you started Walmart stuff. Yeah, so did I. I mean, you guys, I used to get comments on my videos. They're like, Trip, Walmart should be your sponsor or something. Because I'd say, yeah, I got this from Walmart. So, I've used a lot of Walmart stuff. There's nothing wrong with it. It'll get you out there, and that's what matters. So, just whatever you can do to get out there is what you have to do. If you have to save gear or save up money to buy the gear, or if you have to borrow the gear from somebody, like if someone asks me, like I have friends that ask me often, like, hey man, or they tell me they're going on a trip. I'm like, hey, if there's anything you need, you let me know. And I give away stuff, not all the time because they don't ask a lot, but I'm offer everything to my buddies if they're doing a trip, even if I'm not going. So borrowing gear, and making your own, of course. There's a YouTube video on how to make just about anything DIY these days, or there's a forum or something, or a tutorial on how to do it. So there's lots of ways to get out there, and really and truly, once you spend the initial investment, it's pretty doggone cheap to keep going and keep getting out there on these kayaks. It's great.
Yep.
Yeah, once you spend that first $1,000, it's all good after that.
Yeah. I got a load of questions here.
Shane's got all his notes and stuff. He's all organized.
I try to be a little organized.
Yeah, I think my wife is running the moderator through the chat right now.
Okay.
She's answering everybody's questions. But real quick, while Shane's thinking of his questions, want to say hey to Luke and Ella. They wanted me to say hey to them. So, hey guys.
Said hey to his kids.
What's up, Luke and Ella?
Look, Trip shouts out to his kids.
Now you're famous, Luke.
Right.
All right. What is your must-have? Don't leave home without it gear. Now, and this can be anything. Obviously, it's not your spork because you leave that when you eat ice cream.
Without the spork.
I didn't leave it home without it. I left it in the truck.
Yeah. That's what happens when you have ice cream for breakfast.
It is, man. I cheated and it bit me, man. It made for good video, but probably something to make music with. Whether it's a guitar or a Bluetooth speaker or something. I really like to have music. I remember paddling down the Swanee River with Dale, the guide from Southern Paddling Guides, and I would just turn my music on and like you can't talk to me. I'm singing and I'm dancing on the paddleboard. I just love to have music just when I'm going down the river. And a lot of times if I'm with my buddies, I'll have it playing, and they'll want to talk, or I'm in the zone. I'm going, just having a good time, smiling. So probably something to make music with.
See, I have to have the music at night with headphones because this one snores so loud that no bear will ever come within our campsite. It's horrible. Oh my God! So anybody coming on the trip, just bring earplugs. You're gonna need it.
I don't know. I've never heard myself snore. So
exactly.
I'm pretty sure you woke yourself up last trip.
Okay, now, next question: when you plan out your trip and you've got everything, and I know you kind of do like we do, Google Maps.
Yep.
Got everything and print out your stuff. Do you have spots already set up that I'm going to camp here? And I asked this because when we did our New River trip last year, we thought we had spots lined up for camp, but when we got to them, there was no camping going on there. And so we ended up either having to, most of the time we had to push back or push down the river a little bit. And at one point we even stopped in a lady's yard.
Yeah, that was 9 o'clock at night, and there was some rapids ahead and we couldn't see them. So that was.
Oh, that's awesome. You should have hit them. Had the camera going.
Yeah, you could have saw it. It was dark.
So. The camera was floating in the river somewhere.
You would have heard the screams though. But
walked up and just knocked on a lady's door, and I'm soaking wet. I've got my PFD on, and I'm like,
I'm standing wading in the river, holding the kayaks by the leash, because
can we sleep in your front yard? Super nice lady, absolutely, just wonderful, nice lady. But do you have your spots already set up?
No. no. I mean, I'd say 80% of the time, I don't know. No, I don't. I mean, especially if I'm going down a river, no, unless there are set up campsites, like when I went down the Swanee River and stayed at the river camps, or if I went to, when I went down the Peace River with the Wounded Warriors, those campsites were already set up, or when I went somewhere else and there were campsites already, designated. But most of the time, especially if I'm solo, no, I just go till I find something. But sometimes I have a general idea on Google Maps, more so if I'm somewhere coastal, I'll find a little island that's close to where something cool, some central stuff where I don't have to paddle too far, close to grass, and try to find trees somewhere. I'll be like, okay, I need to look here, I might try over there as a secondary spot if there's people over here or something other, or if I get kicked out of this spot, I have a secondary spot. But no, most of the time I just go and I just paddle until I see something good, and I'm like, that's my spot right there. So now you don't have to plan that stuff. Me, I'm kind of sometimes need to be under the radar because I'm not always camping where I should. So whatever.
And that was on our trip. We weren't necessarily. I mean, we just pulled off the side of the river, and there was a big house across the river. Folks watching TV, and we just threw our hammocks up and set up camp. And,
I don't think we've ever set up camp when it was daylight.
No, we haven't.
I don't think that's ever happened.
Gosh, you guys are missing out.
Well, we the first day we paddled that trip, we did about 16 miles.
18.
A lot of it was scooching
from 1 o'clock.
And we didn't. I mean, we the river was low. We did a lot of scooching, and we thought we were going to make it to a spot, and we didn't. So we just Kevin's like, "I'm done, dude. It's midnight." No,
I love it.
It was like 8 o'clock, so we just pull off on the side of the river and go.
I can imagine I would be dying laughing that whole time.
Yeah. Looking back on all that, it's always funny. I mean, and the more aggravating the trip parts were, are actually the parts that we remember the best and we laugh about all the time, make jokes with each other about. But yeah, at 9 o'clock at night when you're really not sure what's around the next bend, it can be a little tedious, but there's always him to make me laugh when I get a little mad. So that's the nice thing about camping or going with somebody else is he's easy to laugh at.
Yeah. All right. You use Yak Attack stuff for a bunch of your gear. We use Scotty Mount. Are you familiar with Scotty Mount at all?
Yeah. Yes. Some.
Can you tell me a little bit of? I've never used Yak Attack stuff. I've only used Scotty Mount.
Right.
A lot of it to do with just the price. Yak Attack's a little more expensive than Scotty Mount. Can you compare the two? Because it makes everything.
Well, when I made my decision, that was when I made that. Around when I did the first kayaking trip. I got online and on forums and saw. I compared them and tried to find the best one. And I think they were both similarly priced then. And I just chose Yak Attack, I think, because everything went into a gear track type thing, and it had ball mounts, so I knew I could swivel everything around. And I think they have more camera stuff, or they did then. They had better camera mounts and swivels and blah, blah, blah. So that's why I chose Yak Attack. And to be honest with you, I haven't looked at Scotty Mount since that. So that was however many years ago. I haven't. So I don't know what Scotty's doing now, other than when I was talking to Marty Zoffinger at ICAST last year, and he was holding some Scotty stuff. That's about all I know about Scotty. But then, and I know Yak Attack is continuously innovating. They just came out with new kayaks. I mean, Yak Attack is kind of going to be, I don't know, I feel they're going to grow and just maybe have more innovation, but I really don't know. Scotty Mount could be so much better than an Yak Attack now, but it's just what I had and, what I still have. And I still have the mounts. I still have the thing, and everything's still in great condition. So I haven't looked into anything else. And, if it ain't broke, I ain't fixing it, and I ain't paying to replace something that's working really well for me.
It makes sense. I got you. That makes sense.
Hey, someone in the chat just said Yak Attack is no longer in business. What?
That's what it says.
Didn't they just come out with a brand new kayak and all?
And I don't know. We might have to research that. Because Jeff says that Yak Attack is no longer in business. Huh. And I would have trouble. God, I just don't see that because they're huge.
Yeah.
I don't see how they would, unless somebody bought them out.
We are not arguing with subscribers.
No, we're not. I'm not. I'm just. I'm like, I'm blown away that if that is true, I'm blown away because Yak Attack is huge.
But
they split from Ram Mount. Okay, there you go. All right. So that kind of makes a little sense.
Well, I'm glad my stuff's still working then.
Yeah. All right. Now, about a year ago or so, you kind of broke Kevin's heart.
Yeah.
You
the ironing board came out.
Yeah, you went to the stand-up paddleboard. Now, me personally, I've got bad knees. My knees hurt all the time. So getting in and out of a kayak at times can be difficult for me. So I've been looking at the possibility of a sit on top. So give me your thoughts. Stand up, sit in, sit on top. Kind of give me what your thoughts are on those three.
My thoughts are, if you're going to get a SUP, you also need a different kayak. You need a regular kayak too, whether it be a sit on top or sit inside. But I just like the stand-up paddleboard because it's so much more fun for me, because it's like I'm sitting on the beach going down the river, man, or standing on the beach going down the river. And that trip where y'all were scooching a lot, if you would have had a SUP instead of scooching, you could have just stepped off real quick, drug it over, or a lot of times when you step off, it'll just float higher and it'll just start floating by itself. And once you get a little deeper water, you just step back on. So it is so awesome for that reason. And everything just open and you just throw stuff on the deck. And I don't know, man, I love it so much more. And, I like standing up. It gives me a better, workout, works on my balance and stuff. And I don't know, it's just nice, especially at the beach or something, or even down a flowing river. It's great everywhere.
Do you, how do you feel that, on the, was it Coosa River?
Coosa.
You took it.
Yeah, man.
You also took and went and did another trip there, right? With a sit on top.
Yes. Yeah. I was using it was a Wilderness Systems, something sweet, a nice fishing kayak. I rented.
All right. Which one was your most favorite? And then which one was your easiest to navigate through that little bit of rapid that you had there?
SUP, and easy to navigate through the rapid. I mean, the most fun to navigate through the rapids on is the SUP for sure. Because you guys watch the video, that thing is rocking and rolling, and I'm having a time doing it. And when I was on the kayak, it was almost foolproof. You just paddle and go. But man, when you're on that SUP, it gets crazy, it gets hairy, and I like it crazy and hairy every once in a while, and so man, it just fits me. And it was really a lot easier than I thought it was going to be, because like that one rapid, the big one, like I think I went down to like, I don't know, 4 or 5 times. I mean, I would get to the bottom, pick it up, go back up, and hit it again, man. It was just so awesome, such a rush. But really and truly, I mean, the most fun was the stand-up paddleboard. I mean, you guys saw me fall off of it. It was. I just can't convince people enough how much fun it is. And also, I know, Kevin, you said I broke your heart when I got the stand-up paddleboard. Yeah, and I really think I broke a lot of people's hearts. Like, a lot of people were, I was getting comments, 6 months ago, pretty regular, like, we want more kayaking videos. And I'm thinking to myself, it's basically the same thing, man. I'm bringing the same gear, doing the same stuff. I'm just standing up. But I like the SUP, man. And I would love to get a SUP, a long, narrow, lightweight SUP that I can take on my coastal trips and be more efficient going through the water. Because, when you get in the wind and stuff, it sucks on a kayak, but it sucks even more on a stand-up paddleboard.
I think we've all gotten used to the SUP now.
Right.
People are coming around to it. There in the beginning, it was like, what's he on? What is that? You know, but now I think everybody's, you know, coming around. They're not hitting you up as hard about it and stuff like that. And they're getting more popular. I mean, would I have one? I don't know. I've never tried. I mean, I think they might be fun to try out, but I like my sit-in. But
yeah, and you know, they're definitely not for everybody, because you know, I've gotten some messages or emails from people who said that they got the Kaku Kahuna and they weren't happy with it, or wasn't as stable as they thought it was going to be. But there's some people who got it and they're like, oh my gosh, I love it just as much or more than you do. So, I mean, I think it's, you know, to each his own, just like a kayak, I guess.
all right, so I got to throw this one at you because River Kings will kill me if I don't. He's got the call out on you.
I see him.
When you're coming to do some whitewater up here in North Carolina with us. So
yeah,
I'll let you do that.
Yeah. I've talked with River Kings in comments and stuff in the past, and maybe even I think in messages on YouTube. And yes, and I would love to do that. Like I think whenever it was maybe when I talked to him, when I talked to somebody about it, like I got on and I was looking at jet up paddle boards going down rapids, and man, there's people doing some crazy stuff on them, and that would be fun.
Well, go check out the River Kings video.
Yeah,
him and Kevin went down Wilson Creek about
last
summer, and Kevin did a lot of swimming.
I was scouting for trout in the bottom of it.
Nothing wrong with that.
But it was fun. I mean, it was addictive and it was fun. And I went out. I think like 2 weeks later, I had my own whitewater boat, so I'm ready for this year. But but yeah, I know Pete would like to get you up here, and we'll all put you on the river. That ain't no problem.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm not worried about that, buddy. I just worry about the time, finding the time with 2 little boys and a family and full-time job. It's tough, but
we're both there. We're both there. Another question: bucket list trip. Where is it that? What is your bucket list? Like mine's the Grand Canyon. I'd love to go to the Grand Canyon and spend some time out there paddling that. Which is the Grand Canyon your bucket list? What's your bucket list?
I mean,
I thought you were talking to me. My bucket list?
Kevin asking me.
Yes, this is for you.
This is for you. He doesn't care what mine is.
I don't care what Kevin says.
Nobody cares about Kevin. I'm just kidding, Kevin. Love you, bud. But the Grand Canyon is on mine. You know, I have to kind of say this in. I got 3 different categories. One is my realistic one that might happen the soonest. That's going down to the Florida Keys and doing the Florida Keys backcountry. Like it's like if you look at the Florida Keys on the map, you know you've got A1A, the highway that runs down, and you got the islands around that. Well, I've been on those kayaking and on my sailboat, and they're great and wonderful. But if you look to the north of that, there's like a bunch of little sparse islands with nothing around them for long ways, and it's all just tropical clear water. That is my soon to be bucket list item that I want to check off. But then after that, the Grand Canyon is going to be on it. I want to do that for sure. And I think there's like different rivers and stuff in it that I want to hit all of them. Like it will probably take a month or more to do them all. So that's probably going to be out, a long ways out there before I get hit that up. But then, I mean, realistically, probably the Bahamas, the Abaco Islands in the Bahamas.
Oh, okay. I have to check that out. I'm not familiar with that.
We're so far from the Bahamas.
Jeff asked the subscriber trip, and I was talking to you the other day. I don't think you've put out a video on it, but you've got it nailed down as your dates and whatnot. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah. I had the dates nailed down somewhere. They're not in my head yet, but I announced them in a video here recently, but I'm going to be making a dedicated video announcing that specifically. But it's like April, January, March. I don't know. Maybe it's like May. I don't know when it is. First weekend in April.
June.
First weekend in June.
If it wasn't, it is now.
I just changed the date. Sorry.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay, so subscriber trip. The new dates are, yeah. I think that's all my questions.
It?
Are you starstruck?
Yeah, I'm starstruck. Can we get your autograph after? No.
Absolutely. I will sign it on Google Docs for you.
There you go. Yeah. But now, either way, May the 19th and 20th is our trip. So if you can pull away,
Shane will fly you in.
I ain't gonna fly you in. I ain't got electrician money. You get up here and we'll get you on the river with us. We'll have fun.
I'd love to be able to make it. And I have to set my vacation a year in advance at the fire department, so it's really tough when you get off. So I probably won't, but I mean, hopefully, in the future, I'll be able to break away more often and come join trips like y'all's, because I would so much love to. I get invited on. Y'all might be kind of surprised on how many trips people are like, Trip, we're doing this trip. You need to come on it with us. I'm like, gosh, that sounds awesome, but I can't, man. So it kind of lets me down, but it kind of makes me work harder, because I want to get to that point where I can join people and do this stuff, because I mean that's what I want to do. I want to do it forever.
Absolutely, yeah. And that it's difficult at times for me to get off work, too. And then of course, Kevin's his own boss, so he can do whatever he wants to.
Yeah, that means y'all work 7 days a week.
When is your? Go ahead. Sorry.
I want to answer someone's question in the chat. Tasha asked, I just scrolled over it. Tasha asked, so Trip, are you a subscriber to these boys' videos? Actually, I don't subscribe to any kayaking channels. I scratch that. I subscribe to Zoffinger. That's the only one. But what I do, I still watch everybody's videos. Like what I do when I know River Kings, I know Yackleberry, I know you guys, I know several other channels that post videos, and when I see comments or something, I'll go and I'll watch, or I'll go check in and see what people have been doing, or what I really like to do, I like to go just into YouTube and just search kayak camping or something along those lines, and I will set it to where it will give me the search results by upload dates of the most recent videos. So I'll be scrolling through the most recent videos, and I'll be watching them. I may only watch 10 seconds. I may skip through it, but I may watch the whole thing. So no, I don't really subscribe to many things, because I want to keep my subscription list and feed kind of bare, because what I do subscribe to is how to do YouTube, how to do filming and stuff. So I don't have a lot of time. I wish I could watch all the videos, but there it is. That's the truth, Tasha. Just want to give that to you. I still love everybody, of course, and I want everybody to create more videos, but there you go. I still watch them.
And absolutely, I know he still watches them, because you've commented on I did a review video, and in the video you could see the Get Out There sticker.
Yep.
And you commented on that, and then you commented something on Kevin's video.
Yep.
Because he sent me a message. Hey, buddy, Trip commented on my video. Oh, man.
Famous. I'm famous.
Yeah. So, yeah. And if you look in the chat, All Things Outdoors, you said, I saw you were looking at my pontoon boat video, Trip. Yeah, I just commented on his. He's making this sweet pontoon boat that I'm jealous of, because I want to make something like that too. So
he's made a cool.
I'm watching.
He restored a camper from scratch. That thing looks awesome. So good job there.
I want to do that too.
Yeah, that's Justin. We all need to load up. River Kings, Yackleberry, Trip, the Wandering Monkey, and Trip, you charter us a jet and we'll fly out to Australia.
Yeah.
All right. I got a buddy who's got a crop duster. He'll come pick y'all up.
There we go.
That's probably about all we could afford.
That'll work.
Yeah.
That'll work. But anyway, I want to thank you, Trip, for spending some time with us tonight. Because when I reached out to you, I was like, I don't know what I don't know what he'll say.
Shane's like, I'm going to reach out to Trip. I was like, he ain't talking to you.
You're 400 subscribers.
Yeah.
He got 400.
That's wrong. I talked to everybody.
Do what?
I said that's wrong. I talk to everybody, man. But sometimes my emails get stacked up, and I respond for 3 hours to email. It's crazy, and I feel so bad, because I'm like, sorry for the delayed reply, but blah blah blah. Here's your blah blah blah. I try to talk to everybody.
Yeah, and you did. You were like, hey, yeah, that sounds good. Let's set up just a little live chat.
Right.
Go from there.
Happy to do it, man. I love to. I mean, it's so easy and it's fun for me. I enjoy it. You know, I get to see your audience, and they ask some questions that I haven't heard, or something. And I don't know, you may ask a super awesome question like you have, and it's fun to do, and it's easy for me.
Hey, and guess what? There's more than just us in the chat, and watching. So
I went live yesterday and announced that we were going to do something tonight on my channel.
Yeah,
Kevin was the only one in my chat.
Yeah,
he was like the only one watching. So,
hey man, it happens. It happens. You just got to keep freaking pumping them out, baby, and keep making good content, and people will watch.
Yeah, we're growing. I mean, it just takes a little time. It takes a little time.
To 100 and something in 3 months on this particular channel. So
yeah. Questions for us?
No. Like, nope, we're good. We're good, guys. We got from you.
I can answer that one for you.
You should have told me that earlier. I would have come up with a good question.
I should have given you a heads up on that. But, okay. So, any more questions out of the comments?
No.
And you guys got a question?
Yeah, actually, I do have a question. Let me open this up.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a question. What's the last thing each of you watched on YouTube?
Of us?
Yes. The last thing I watched.
Your own videos don't count. They don't count.
Okay. Well, yeah. Was your Coosa River trip? Is that right? Did I pronounce that right?
Doesn't have to be my video, just any video. I mean, maybe it was my video, but
no. I have had a super busy day today, so I haven't
making excuses.
I haven't watched any YouTube today. And yesterday, after me and you got through talking, and we were talking about your stand-up paddleboard in the Coosa River, I went and watched your video on that, and I watched one more. No, I take that back. I watched a couple of your while I was at the gym this morning. I watched a couple of your Q&As to kind of help get me some ideas about tonight too. So, yeah, the last 3 videos I've watched have been from Trip Smith out there.
Sweet.
I think actually the last full video I officially watched that wasn't just playing in the background while I was working or something was what's your last trip you had? Were you at the beach with the paddleboard?
St. Andrews Bay.
Yeah. Where you were down there at the in Florida. Yeah, that was the last one I saw.
So that like that was the last legit YouTube video at all you watched was mine?
The last actual full video, because honestly, unless you want to count planning your Disney vacation, then that's pretty much it.
Okay, got you. Okay, all right, one more. All right, so if you guys could solve world peace or go fishing, what kayak would you take fishing?
I think that was a trick question. So if we could have
that's a riddle,
or yeah,
yeah, I'm just kidding.
Shane can't fish anymore. He lost his fishing rod at the bottom of the New River.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. I was like, well, I'm going to have to go with world peace because I lost my fishing rod on the New River trip, so I can't go fishing.
That works. What's up, Durain? Hey, Durain asked, what mapping preference, Google Earth or Google My Maps? I don't know what Google My Maps is, but maybe she's just talking about Google Maps. But I actually use both really and truly. I prefer Google Earth though because I can measure mileages and stuff. I prefer Google Maps because I can see like businesses and things more easily, and also sometimes Google Earth gets a little finicky on me. I have to like refresh it and stuff to get the picture to get clear. So, but then Google Maps kind of sucks sometimes because it's 3D and I don't know. So I use both.
And that's about like me. Because my Google Earth would always kind of just lock up, and I'd have to restart or refresh or something like that.
River King wants to get a trip in on the next Meme War video.
Okay.
That's something I've never done. I've never made a meme, but I watched that video and it was pretty freaking hilarious. I was really laughing, sitting right here laughing at that. So that was good stuff.
There was days of that. I mean, it went on for days, and it was just one after another. I mean, every time you thought, oh, that's the final word, it would just come back, and it was days of it. And they were brutal too. I mean, they were really brutal.
Yeah. When I was talking to Trip the other day, I told him, I said, when you get a minute, go to
Yeah.
reviews and look at this video. And because you're in this video. You didn't know you were in this video, but you're in this video. So,
Yeah,
that might have
that
been
was really funny.
that might have been my fault.
So Royal says y'all have to do a live one once a week. Holy cow!
Woo!
I would love to have the time
Yeah.
to do a live one once a week.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Of course, this one's took me a while because I've kind of had to coordinate with Trip how to do this stuff because I really didn't know how to do live. So I've been with. Thank you for that. I've been with Trip 2 or 3 times on just kind of a little live practice chat and getting everything nailed down. So hopefully all this went off without a hitch.
Happy to help, man. Happy to help.
Okay.
You ready to wrap it up? It's been about
I think so.
a little under an hour right now. So there's 25 still watching, so that ain't bad.
Wow. Well, for the 25 that are still watching, don't forget, Kevin and I are going to do something hopefully this week with the holidays coming up. I don't know that we'll nail it this week, but our Get Your Paddles Wet trip, we have 20 spots open. It is May the 19th and the 20th. If those 20 spots fill up pretty quick, we have the ability to get more spots, and it's all about the camping. The shuttle is no problem. It's all about the camping. So right now, send us an email, and we'll tell you kind of how we're going to do it, and we'll give you more details in the future video that's coming out. So, and then Trip's got one coming up. His subscriber trip is coming up. I think we just nailed the dates down the first weekend in June.
Sometimes I don't know. Don't hold me to that because I don't know dates. I care less about dates.
They're killing your backdrop here in the chats. Just so get up.
Well, hey, it's a sheet. Okay, it's a sheet. It's my DIY backdrop.
Shane couldn't make it to Monkey or Wandering Monkey World headquarters tonight, so
yeah,
we had to take the sheet route.
But all right.
Well,
Trip,
appreciate it, Trip. Thank you.
Hey, thank y'all for having me, man, and thanks everybody else for watching. Just thanks for the great questions. This is the first interview I've done like this, so I had a good time. I'm looking forward to some more.
Well, we're gonna do this some more with some other folks too. Maybe we can maybe when we sit down with All Things Outdoors wants to do this. Maybe when we sit down with him, we can pull you in too, and do like a kind of like a 3-way chat thing.
Yeah, heck yeah.
So okay, cool. Hey, y'all go out there and get your paddles wet, or as Trip would say, get out there.
Get out there and get your paddles wet. See, we can.
Hey, there we go. Get out there.
Oh man, we got to change the stickers.
No, we ain't changing the stickers.
Sharpie it.
Yeah, we got to send Trip a sticker.
Yeah.
So we got our new stickers done for our 2018 trip, so we're gonna have to send you.
Yeah, I saw it. They look pretty sweet, man.
Thank you for your time.
Appreciate it, Trip.
We'll see you on the river.
Thanks, everybody.
Adios, amigos. Get out there. See you, buddies.
See you. Bye, kids.